Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the GM. It is your guy, Boulanger. Up next, camp consistency. Let's talk. Malachi Starks and DeAndre Hopkins are the two guys I want to highlight from camp yesterday. Why? Because of their consistency. Let's start with Starks. Malachi Starks, a highly touted rookie, drafted in the first round by the Baltimore Ravens, has just been consistently proving himself over and over again. Whether it was in rookie minicamp, off-season camps, OTAs, training camp, preseason game, and here we are once again in camp where this kid continues to validate his draft positioning, right? Malachi Starks picked off Lamar Jackson yesterday for his second interception in camp. He's also been consistent in coverage. He's been showing off his elite range, which is something that we desperately needed in Baltimore. That's not to say that guys who played safety last year, like Darius Washington, didn't show range, but not at this level. Malachi Starks is probably an elevated athlete over what Washington could bring to the table, and I think he will absolutely be an upgrade for what we're trying to do in the 2025 season. And when we really think about it, he's been performing no matter who's been beside him. We've seen Malachi Starks perform with Sanusi Kane beside him. We've also seen him perform with Kyle Hamilton beside him. And his performance has not dropped off no matter who has been positioned in that secondary along with him. We've seen him start this past preseason game without the starters, without Nate Wiggins, without Jair Alexander, without Marlon Humphrey. And so, granted, he has not played one regular season snap. So we don't have any idea what the regular season will bring. But if I had to measure him right now, along with the other safeties in this league, free safeties specifically, I think he has the making to be one of the great safeties over the next couple of seasons. He kind of puts me in the mind of, dare I say it, Ed Reed when he stepped into the building. Now, Starks is not Ed Reed. I'm not going to put him close to Ed Reed. He does not come out of college with the same level of acclaim as Ed Reed. But what I'm seeing in ball hawking skill, what I'm seeing in his range, gives me visions of Ed Reed. And if he could be 80% of what Ed Reed was over his first 3 to 4 seasons, he has a Hall of Fame level career in the making. Now, let me be clear. He is a rookie. I am putting the cart ahead of the horses. But what I'm seeing right now has the potential of a great career. Injuries will play a part. Who he continues to play with is going to be a part of that. Coaching and scheme will be a part of that. But what we're seeing right now, specifically ball hawking and his range and coverage ability, it definitely gives off a level of eliteness that I think he will ascend to the top of the position group along with some of the great free safeties in the league currently playing. Let's get to DeAndre Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins, he came to Baltimore not with a lot of buzz, right? He didn't have an elite season because he's no longer the elite player. But what he has brought to Baltimore, specifically in the reporting, specifically in his practices, and now in training camp, is consistency. When you hear about DeAndre Hopkins and the reporting from his performances, that's what you hear is consistency. He's going to catch the ball. He's going to move the chains. He may come off with 1 or 2 big plays per practice that may not even get reported, and he's done. And I think that's all we're going to need from DeAndre Hopkins this season. And I think that we probably could have got Hopkins a couple of years ago, but maybe he's arriving in Baltimore at the right time, right? I think in that third wide receiver spot, DeAndre Hopkins is perfectly positioned, right? He doesn't have to be the number 1. He does not have to be the number 2. He's perfectly positioned in the number 3 spot as a chain mover, as maybe sort of a red zone threat, although we have some other guys to do some of that heavy lifting as well. And so, man, I'm excited to see what DeAndre Hopkins is going to do in the 2025 season in Baltimore. I know there's some other guys who performed well in practice. A lot of the edge rushing position made some noise, right? But I wanted to highlight these guys. I do want to add one more thing from camp. The Baltimore Ravens have lost their third secondary player since the offseason workout, right? Darius Washington went down first, lost for the season. Bilal Coney lost in the preseason game, and now they've added Longer Bean, cornerback who was drafted in the 6th round. They've added him to injured reserve. He's lost for the season. And I don't know what the future will hold for either one of these guys in Baltimore, but it's really sad to see these guys, get hurt so early. These guys both show promise, Bilal Coney and Longer Bean. But I think one thing we can take away as a positive, if you can get positive out of injury, is that opens a door for Lowry. Lowry is the UDFA who has consistently been picking the ball off, kind of being in the right place at the right time. Now, there's still a lot of competition ahead of him, right? There's still Alexander, Humphrey, Wiggins, Awuzie, Jalen Armour-Davis, and that may be it. I think they just signed a corner, I believe. But I think that does open the door for Lowry. I think it does. And so that's who is going to be one of my players to watch this week, because I think he will get a lot of run. I think this is the week where he will say to the Baltimore Ravens coaching staff, I'm here to stay, or I was just a little too early. So listen, let me know what you guys think, man. I'm your guy, Boulanger. If you hear this long, hit like and subscribe. I got a deeper conversation coming about DeAndre Hopkins probably tomorrow. And I got some other good content coming up for you guys, just some conversational pieces. You guys know what we do here. I'm out.